Hi beautiful people, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Ru. Now what we're doing today is we're going to ask the question, how does this person feel about you? So we have 3 piles for you to choose from. Pile 1 is this snail. I hope it's focused. Pile 2 is this cube, I guess. I'm not that great with crystals, so. And pile 3, we have this one, the star. So whichever pile you are more drawn to, that will be your reading. Now this is for the people that are interested about the decks. So for the tarot, I will be using the Sun and Moon Tarot deck and the Wild Unknown Pocket Tarot and the White Sage Tarot. And for oracles, I'll be using the Wild Unknown Archetypes. I'll be using the Animal Spirit and the Star Codes Astro, the Lover's Oracle, this one's new, and then for advice at the end, we're gonna use the Super Attractor. This is also new. So, okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in your reading. Hi pile 1, if you chose this snail, this reading is for you. I'm just gonna leave them right there. So before we get into tarot, I do want to see who this person is and the energy between you two. So your energy, their energy, and the energy between you two. So my intention is that this side is you, but you know, if energy is weird, so whatever side you are more drawn to or whatever side you resonate with more, that could be that energy. But my intention is that this side is you. Okay, so the way you're coming out is the peacock, and then this person is coming out as the turtle, and the energy between you two is the temple. We have imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. And we have 11th house community. Can we see that? Yeah, okay, yay. Okay, I do want to start with you. I do feel like you either naturally get a lot of attention, or you naturally are getting a lot of attention when it comes to like your career, school, or something. Like you are putting yourself out there, or like you're just naturally just getting a lot of recognition as well. It could be recognition. There is this energy of you being very confident of what you do, whatever that means. It seems like you are very like you're coming off as very like sure about yourself, if that makes sense. You're very sure about yourself, you're very sure about how you're living your life, you're very sure about what you're doing, and it seems like you are very hyper focused, because I can see like the peacock is facing this way, so it could be like you're not that this connection is not important, like it's not important to you, but it's more like it seems like you have other things you're focusing on right now, which is understandable and there's no shame in that. But I do feel like you're very much focused on yourself right now, very much like trying your best to, I heard regulate yourself, but also trying your best to be the best version of yourself. And I think a part of it is getting recognition of what you're doing and getting recognition of your abilities, if that makes sense. and you could also just be very good looking as well. You could be very pretty, you could be very good looking, whatever that whichever you prefer. But I do feel like you are just very attractive person naturally with your energy, but also it could be physically. And I feel like, especially with these lines here, you're very, very hyper focused, and I think you can't help it. I think you just focus on what your mind is on, like you just focus on one thing, and you get very, very like tunnel vision, if that makes sense. It could be that you struggle with that a little bit, like maybe you don't know how to balance that out sometimes. But again, I'm not here to shame you. All I'm saying is that it could be that you have sort of like a tunnel vision energy when it comes to your career, your school, or whatever it is that you're very much passionate about and working on. Because I see you as building up, if that makes sense. I see you like moving up. So that could mean maybe graduating and you're very focused on that, like you're about to graduate or something, or you're very focused on your career. Maybe you think you're gonna get a promotion or something. I don't know, there's something here about like moving up for you. And like, I'm not saying that it's gonna happen. I mean, I could see it happening because you seem very determined. And it's like it doesn't have to happen, but at the same time it could happen, because it does seem like you come off very determined and very like sure about what you want. And that's pretty good, because believe it or not, if we don't have the intention, it's not going to work out for us, you know. So it seems like you're very intentional with what you're doing in your life. Now going to this turtle person. This turtle is comfortable. Let's just say that this turtle comes off very comfortable. They don't like change. I think they actually fear a little bit of change. It could be that this person just takes things slower, if that makes sense. Maybe when it comes to this connection, but also in general, like they just take things slow. I just heard the song "Wait for It" by Hamilton. I'm gonna write it down for you, but "Wait for It" by Hamilton. I mean, amazing song, you know. But this person is just this, like, comes off as this vibe of like they just take their time with it. They take their precious time with it, and not that it's bad, but it's like they just want to make sure that they're doing the right thing, if that makes sense. And it could be, sorry, I'm writing it down. It'll be in the description down below if you're interested in that song. I mean, it's a really good song in general. I mean, the musical is very good. I mean, the musical could be significant. But this person just comes off very like slow moving, and like they kind of have their own, like, I feel like they're also very determined, just like just like you, but the way they move about it is a little bit different than you, and which is very interesting, because this is air and this is water, right? So they're very different. And I feel like because they are water energy also as well, this could be them like just going with the flow when it comes to what they care about, and like they try their best to go with the flow. And I feel like a little bit, because it is water energy, it could be regarding this connection. It doesn't have to be, but it's just this person naturally just goes with the flow with everything that they do. And not just this connection, just in general, like they try not to overthink a lot when it comes to things they do and passionate about, or you know. But I do feel like this person is just, they have their direction, like they have their goal, you know. Like I think they have a goal and they know how to get there. They just don't want to speed it up, if that makes sense. And I think this turtle energy is actually very sweet, because they have no expectations on themselves. Maybe they do. I mean, everybody, we're all human here, right? But I think, like, I don't think they have like very like high expectations on themselves, because I think they know deep down that they will succeed, right? They will succeed in whatever they're passionate about. It's just they like taking it their own, like they like going their own way. They like doing it their own way. They don't want to be rushed by anybody else or themselves. It just seems like they have their direction. It just seems like they might take a while to get there, but because that's what they want, you know, that's what they want. They want to take their time. They don't want to rush anything. And a part of me feels like that's them regarding this connection as well. Like maybe they just don't want to rush anything. They like taking it slow. but they have a goal, right? And whatever that goal is for them is that, you know. A part of me feels like you two are communicating. Let's go into like the energy between you two. Community, 11th house. Imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into like creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life in the temple. I do feel like you two are communicating somehow, especially with the 11th house. Maybe you two are communicating in like a more friendly vibe. You could be friends, but maybe there's like this underline of like romance between you two that could make y'all overthink a little bit, to be honest. But I do feel like there's a very strong foundation, especially with the temple here. I feel like there's a strong foundation, and the foundation could be friendship, right? Like I will truly, I do believe that some of the best relationships are when you are friends first and become, I guess, lovers, right? Friends to lovers trope. So maybe you two are creating, like, it could be that you two are creating this community friendship energy so you can have a strong foundation. But I do feel like you have a strong foundation, that you both have a strong foundation when it comes to this connection. Again, I do feel like with this heart, I can show you the back of it because it has like cute art. Yeah, because like you see how she's holding her chest and like she's kind of like, you know, I do feel like maybe you two overthink this connection a little bit, because unwanted thoughts dissolving into light, creating room for new opportunities and possibilities for your life. Yeah, like imagine all unwanted thoughts. Yeah, so it seems like you two could be a little bit overthinking this connection. Like maybe it could be like maybe you two feel a little too friendly, or maybe it feels like it's not romantic as much. But it does seem like there's a strong foundation, even though it might be uncomfortable for both of you not knowing what's next between you two. It does seem, or like what's next, or maybe you don't know what's next, or you don't know how. Again, we are asking how this person feels, but it could be like maybe this person doesn't know how you feel and you don't know how they feel, like fully, you know, like maybe there is just like this inkling feeling of knowing how both of you feel for each other, but there's not this like verbal confirmation, if that makes sense. Maybe you haven't told each other how much you feel for each other, or you haven't told each other how much you like each other, or like being around each other as much. But there is this like, there is something happening here. That's what I really want to explain. Like there is something happening, and it's the foundation. I think sometimes it takes a while to get there, to like show each other how much you feel for each other, you know. It sometimes takes a while, but I think this is good in a way that you are building a foundation with this person. You both are building this foundation, and it's going to be a very positive thing for both of you, because I think that's how you slowly can move forward with that foundation. Because if you have a strong foundation, you can build on that, right? You can build and create on that. So I feel like when you both have this strong foundation, creating the strong foundation, it's actually a very good thing. It might feel kind of, I heard boring, like quote unquote boring, but it might just be like very like scary, again, with the unwanted thoughts. Like it could be kind of scary not knowing what's next, but I think try to stay optimistic in a way that's like, well, at least we have a foundation. We're creating a foundation. After the foundation, let's see where it takes us, you know. But I think it's very good that you two are creating this friendship. You two are creating this foundation. Being able to talk to each other in like a friendly way, and getting to know each other in that way. It just takes a while to get there. And again, I think this turtle, weirdly enough, I think this turtle is doing what they do best and taking it slow, right? And I feel like, again, this isn't, my intention wasn't for this energy to be about the connection, but it does come off very that, because they're very green, you know, like green and then temple, so it could be that. And but also, like, I do feel like it's just, you have a very strong foundation here, and I think moving forward, that's actually going to be very good for both of you. It's just, I think you both do overthink this a little bit more than expected. But I think, I'll be honest with you, I feel like because you're overthinking it, it's because you care, like, not that it's like, overthinking is not that great, because sometimes when you overthink, you don't take action, or you don't do what you actually want to do, or you self-sabotage. You know, overthinking is not the best thing in the world. However, overthinking in this connection comes off very like you do care. You know, you're like, you know, you do care. It's coming off as like the I think therefore I am, right? The like, and if you don't know what that means, it just means like you can doubt, but you can't doubt that you're thinking, right? And I feel like thinking about this connection and being in this connection and like sometimes overthinking the connection is pretty like good, because you know that it exists. Like, you're thinking about it, so it exists. Does that make sense? And I think it's like there is a connection here, and I think sometimes it does feel like maybe there's not, but I do feel like there is a very good foundation and good connection here growing. You know, it's growing, and that's a very nice thing to see. Okay, so let's get into tarot about how this person feels about you. So, yeah, if you want a personal reading, I do personal readings on my Instagram. I also do pick-a-cards there if you're interested. We'll pick it is a pick-a-card. Yeah, it's a pick-a-card, but it's on my Instagram. It should be in the description down below. But if you're interested in a personal one, I also do those. You just have to email me or DM me. Nothing too crazy, but then again, I'm very happy that you're here, right? So no, there's no obligations, but you can subscribe if you want, you know, but again, no obligations. Anyway, so yeah, just thank you that you're here, and let's keep going. Okay, so how does this person feel about you? How does this person feel about you? How does this person feel about you? Oh, the Ten of Cups. How does this person feel about you? Oof, yeah. Two of Cups. Can I get one more, please? Thank you. And then at the bottom, we have the Three of Cups. Yeah, that friendship energy is very heightened. And the Four of Wands. Wow, okay. This is very straightforward, and it's so funny. I'm smiling, and it's kind of funny to me because I feel that a part of me feels like maybe you don't know how this person truly feels about you. Like, maybe you do feel like, oh well, I do think they like me. Like, sometimes they do compliment me, or sometimes they do this, and I feel like they do like me, and I don't know for sure. So I'm very happy that you're here, because I think this is gonna be a lot of confirmation for you, and it might actually be very helpful for you to move forward in this connection, because a part of me feels that maybe you have this exterior energy when it comes to this connection a little bit. Like, maybe you don't try to focus on it too much, because you're like, well, I don't know how this person feels, they never tell me, I don't know, you know, which is not bad, right? I understand, like, you kind of just want to live your life and like not try to think too much about it. But again, going back to the connection, the energy between you two, you'd both overthink it. So yeah, okay, so how this person feels about you. I think this person is also confused about how you feel about them. With this Two of Swords and the Nine of Swords, I do feel like they are kind of overthinking how you feel about them, because I feel like they do feel very deeply for you. I think they feel like, I think they see a future here, especially with the Ten of Cups. The Two of Cups, I think they just want to be, they have this sense of, or this want of togetherness. I don't know if you two haven't met in person yet, or you two haven't, there's this energy of like just wanting to be together physically, whatever that means to you, okay? But it's more like, especially because it says love here, so it's more like more connection. I feel like they just want to connect with you in a more 3D level, if that makes sense. If you haven't seen each other for a while in person, or you haven't seen each other in person, it does feel like you two have been no, it does seem, my bad, it does seem like this person's just been overthinking it a little bit, and I feel like they don't know what to do here with the, especially with the Two of Swords. I feel like, because it is the word peace, right? And I feel like this card is not a lot about making a decision, of course, but I do feel like this peace energy, I feel like they're trying their best not to overthink the decisions they want to make in this connection. But I feel like maybe they want, it could, like, for example, if this is long distance, right, it doesn't have to be, but if it's long distance and this person goes, okay, well, I want to go see pile one, I want to go see them, but how do I bring that up, you know, how do I bring that? And I feel like they start overthinking it, they start thinking about it too much, and they don't do anything because now they're like, it's too late now, when technically it's not, right? But I feel like they try to think it through, but then they start overthinking it, and then it becomes like a little bit of like a stagnant energy when it comes to them, for this connect, for them, right, in this connection. But I feel like with the 10 of Cups, 2 of Cups, and 4 of Wands, I think this is very straightforward of like, they really do want, they see a future here, right? They have a goal, they see a future here, and I think they want this togetherness with you, and they want this, they really want this, again, with like completion, but they want, I heard a happy ending with you, if that makes sense, or like I just heard happily ever after. That's what they want here. I think that's what they truly want, and I think they, because they feel a lot for you, especially with the 2 of Cups and 10 of Cups, like they feel a lot for you. And I think sometimes because they feel a lot, they don't know where to put it, where to put those feelings, and I feel like they put them in their mind and they start overthinking it. This person is a very much overthinker, which is very interesting because the turtle came off very chill and like very like going with the flow, but when it comes to this connection, I think this person overthinks it a little bit more than expected. And with the 3 of Cups, it's very interesting that this is coming out too, because I feel like with the 3 of Cups, I feel like they do see you as a friend, they do see you as like a companion and like someone like that they want to connect with. But I do feel like there is this desire to go a little bit deeper and a little bit more vulnerable with the 2 of Cups, because I feel like the 3 of Cups is like friendship and like connectiveness, like being connected with each other and like togetherness as well, but it's a little bit more like friendly, if that makes sense. And I feel like they're happy that they created this friendship with you, but I do think they want a little bit more vulnerability here. Again, I feel like they just don't know how to do it, they don't know how to leave that. And it could be like, maybe I feel like with the peacock as well, going back to the peacock, it could be like you kind of scare them, like you could come off a little bit, not that you scare them in like a bad way, it just seems like maybe they feel like you could reject them. It could feel like maybe you will tend to reject them a little bit, or I feel like they still feel like you could reject them and like say no to this, and say like this energy of, well, I don't want anything serious, or like, I don't know, it just seems like they overthink so much that they feel like you might even reject the possibility of being in this vulnerable state with them, and in a connection like this, even though that's what they want. And I keep saying that's what they want because it's just coming off very, very like bluntly, and I think that's what they truly see here, and they see a future here, they want this to happen. But I do think they just overthink a lot, because I do feel like they have very strong feelings for you, and they have these feelings, and I think sometimes they just don't know where to put them, and maybe they also struggle with expressing their feelings towards you. So I feel like because they don't know where to put them or how to express them, they start overthinking it. So yeah. Before we go, I do want to pull a advice card for you, or like a, yeah, I guess advice. So yeah, I hope this is resonating. Let me know if it is. If it's not, that's okay too. Just be nice to me. Okay, let's get some advice for you at the end. Yep. And at the bottom, okay, so we have, when I live and act from a place of spiritual alignment, I can trust that everything is working out for me, even if I don't know when or how it will happen. Yeah, I think this is the advice they need too. I think this is very important to say again, like, because I think I said this before, that sometimes you don't know what's going to happen next. I think you both don't know what's going to happen next, but I think trust that if you feel good with this person, trust that if it feels good, if it feels healthy, if it feels like, even though it might come off kind of boring, but sometimes boring is important in relationships. I will always say this. Boring is so important in relations. Being bored with each other is so important. Being bored in general in life is very important in my opinion, because that solitude that you create within yourself is very important as well. But I do feel like just trust that you have the ability to move forward with this person. Trust that, especially if that's what you want. Again, going back to, like, if that's what you want, if that's not what you want, I'm surprised you're watching this video. But again, it seems like you just have to trust that you are in alignment and that you two are creating something very nice here and very beautiful here. And it just takes a while to get there, but it doesn't mean that it can't get there. And that's the really try to stay, I feel like, you have to stay optimistic in that way of like, okay, I don't know where this is going, but I know for a fact, well, I don't know where this is going, but I know it could lead to something beautiful. I just have to wait it out and see when it happens, or when but that's the thing, it is happening as we speak, right? It is happening. You are creating this foundation. It is like every step that you're taking in this connection, everything that you do in this connection is going to be important for a good outcome, right? Quote unquote I want to put quotes on outcome, because there's no outcome when it comes to relationship. In my opinion, there's no outcome. It's just like you are in a connection with this person, and you every day you grow with this person somehow, right? Or you grow yourself within this connection, they grow themselves within this connection. You learn a lot about yourself, and this person learns a lot about themselves. So I feel like that is this energy of just taking your time and making sure that you are doing what you're supposed to be doing in your life, but also in this connection, like you feel comfortable doing it, you feel comfortable accessing this connection and being in this connection. So yeah, that's what I have for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated. If it didn't, let me know, but be nice to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next. Hopefully. Bye. Hi Pio 2. If you chose this cube, this reading is for you. Now, before we get into tarot, I do want to see who this person is and what your energy's in. What your energy is in and what their energy is in, and the connection between you two, or the energy between you two. So it's pre-shuffled. So okay, so we have, okay, my intention is that this side is you, okay, by the way. So we have the octopus for you, and then the dragon for them. The energy between you two is the empty room. You got two, and the queen. And then we also have look inside yourself, examine what is causing you to feel this way. And we also have Capricorn, achieve. Okay, can we see that? Yeah, okay, I think we can. Yeah, okay. Okay, let's hope, I hope it's focused. I think it is. Okay. Okay, I do want to start with the connection, the connecting energies, or like the energy between you two, because it seems like I don't think you're talking to this person. If you are, it could be just like a rough patch, or it could be like, I heard silent treatment. I don't know, like maybe you two are like not talking to each other, but you two are still like in a relationship or a connection. There is this energy of like longevity here, in a way that's like maybe you've known each other for a while now, especially with this Capricorn energy. I feel like maybe you've known each other for a while now, or you've known each other for a minute, let's just say that. Because with the queen here, I feel like you've known each other a long time, because it seems like you two grew a lot from this connection, from this relationship, right? Or it could be like a very long situationship as well, but it just seems like this relationship or this connection that you were in with this person, both of you, I think you both grew a lot, especially with the queen. Like, you learned a lot from each other, and you learned this connection. Like, you learned yourself in connection. You learned a lot from this person. You learned a lot about yourself from this connection, from this person as well. So I think you both grew a lot in this connection, and that's why I feel like there has been, like, I think you've been together for a while, or have you known each other for a while now. But I do feel like maybe you two are not together, or you two are not talking, or something. Just, this could have been like a breakup of a very long-term relationship. And it seems just like you two are just going through the motions. It seems like you both are just going through the motions, learning to be single again, learning to be alone again, especially with the empty room. Especially if this has been a very long-term relationship, it seems like you are learning to be single again. You're learning to be alone. You're learning to do things alone again. That's the main thing. I think you're learning to do things alone, and learning how to move forward without this person, because it could be like you both saw a future here, but it just didn't happen. But I do want to say, with Capricorn energy, oh, excuse me, thank you, bless you, thank you. I feel like you both are very mature. I don't know, there is this energy of both you both being mature enough to recognize that this was not working out anymore. Especially with the Capricorn, there is this energy of like, you both are just mature enough to walk away from this. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's not easy. It's not easy to walk away from someone that you've been together for a while, but it does seem like you both kind of knew that it was going to happen, or you both knew that it was supposed to happen, or both, you know. Now let's get into your energy, this octopus. I think you are still going through a lot of emotion and going through a lot of emotions. I think you still are hoping for this person to come back, or maybe you're hoping that this could work out. You have a lot of anxiety when it comes to this connection. I think when it comes to this relationship, I think you have a lot of anxiety, and you can't help it. And again, I'm not shaming you, but it does seem like you are all over the place. You don't know how to focus. It could be like you could take a while to focus, and like, because I think your mind, and especially your mind, you see how the octopus has like this colorful, but it seems like your mind is very occupied in this connection, even though it might not be as present, right, as present in your life. It just seems like you're still very occupied on this connection. Again, and I'm not even blaming you, like, I'm not even shaming you. It does seem like you are still going through a lot of emotions. You're still being very, very sensitive of this connection. You're still very sensitive, right? You're easily triggered right now, and it seems because you can't focus on one thing, or it's like every little thing that you do, you go back to this connection, and it's just very difficult for you to move forward. Again, it's not impossible for you to move forward, but it does seem like you are very much in that energy of like, okay, I think you have to move forward, but also I think you still have like a little bit of hope that this might come back around. And I feel like you're just trying to stay focused, but it's very hard when you're still in pain, right? And like, I do feel for you, and I feel like that's very difficult to go through, something like that, something very big and something very hard to go through that. And you can't help it, sometimes you can't help it. And I feel like, again, because I did sneeze, right? So this could be a blessing in disguise, right? Like, maybe you don't see it that way yet, but it could be, right? It could be a blessing in disguise of you disconnecting with this person and just like moving forward in your life. because anything can happen here, but I do feel like you're trying your best to not focus on it, but it's very hard for you not to focus on it because you're still in pain. It still hurts, you know. And I do feel for you, and I hope you take your time to move forward with that, and like not let it digest in your system, because it is very difficult to go through that. I can't even imagine. Now, going to this person, this dragon person, I feel like, again, going back to, I feel like you both kind of knew this was moving towards that direction of breaking up or breaking this off. And this dragon person seems very like, I feel like they knew as well. Like, I think deeply they knew this was gonna happen somehow, either because they were gonna initiate it or it was just gonna happen. It could be that this person initiated this breakup or initiated this, like they broke it off. Like, it could be that they initiated it, because it seems like this person is trying to be independent again. I think this person is a very independent person in general, but I think this connection kind of, I think this person felt kind of stuck in this connection because it seemed like maybe nothing was going right, or there, maybe you two were always arguing, or you two couldn't find a middle ground, if that makes sense. And I think this person is just trying they were trying their best, but also I think they knew that you both couldn't see eye to eye anymore. And I think this person just wants to focus on, I think they're focusing on themselves, they're focusing on their growth, they're focusing on how they can move forward in this, because again, it's not easy, right? It wasn't easy, but also I do feel like they want to move forward, and they want to not let this, like, they don't want this to define them, and they don't want this connection to they don't want to what's that saying, they don't want to wallow in their sorrow or something. Like, they don't want to, like, they don't want this connection to be the reason why they don't wake up in the morning, or they, like, you know, this, like, or like not wake up in the morning, but like they don't want this connection to be the reason why they can't get up in the morning. That's what I meant. They can't get up in the morning. I think they're trying their best not to be depressed, or not trying to be sad about it. They could come off very like fake until you make it type of energy, which isn't like 100% false. Like, if you fake it, you'll believe it eventually. So I feel like this person is just trying to go with the flow within themselves, and trying to learn themselves, and trying to learn how to be single again, or be independent again. I think this is something good for them. I know, like, that's maybe not the easiest thing to say, but it seems like this person is feeling free, right? Because the dragon to me is like a free energy. I feel like maybe they felt very stuck in this connection. They felt very like not knowing what's next in this connection. Maybe they were always overthinking, and I feel like now that they're out of it, they feel a little bit more freer. They feel more like they can spread their wings as a dragon, right? They can spread their wings and like do whatever they want, right? Because now I'm thinking about at first I was thinking about the dragon in Shrek, right? And how she was chained up and they helped her out, right? But then I'm also seeing How to Train Your Dragon, and how the dragon was never able, like, he was never able to get the dragon until he like created this like very safe foundation for him, or like the safe environment for him to be his dragon. So it seems like this person is just trying their best to fly and not get repercussions because of it, like not getting repercussions or not getting anything out of it, like negatively, not getting anything out of it negatively. And it seems like they're just trying to fly and spread their wings, and I think that's what they're doing. They're trying their best to do that. And I feel like they're a little bit more optimistic than this octopus person. I feel like they're a little bit more optimistic about this connection, or about themselves specifically. I feel like, yeah, it's hard to go through this, but at the same time, I think they knew it was going to happen, and now they're just trying to live their life and spread their wings. And I know it's not easy to hear that when you're like still in pain. And I'm not saying that this person isn't in pain. Like, it's like, if you knew there was love here, you knew there was care here, of course they're going to be in pain. That's just logic speaking, right? That's logically speaking. But I think this person is trying to be optimistic about it and try their best to move forward with that, with the optimism. Okay, so let's ask how this person feels about you. Okay. How does this person feel about you? Now, I do personal readings on my... I also do pick-a cards on my Instagram, so if you're interested in that. But I do personal. You just have to like send me a message or email me, and I can do personals. But I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for watching this, and thank you for supporting. You can give it a like, or you can subscribe, whatever. I mean, you don't have to do anything that you don't want to do, but I'm very grateful that you're here. Okay, how does this person feel about pile 2? We got the 9 of Pentacles. No, 9. 8. That's 8. Sorry, right? Yeah, 4, 4, yeah, 8. Sorry. The Hangman. Yeah. Mother of Swords. That's the Queen of Swords. Queen of Pentacles. Is this person a workaholic? Or they work a lot? I wouldn't be surprised if they're working right now as we speak. This person, yeah, with the 10 of Cups here as well. This person is very independent right now. I think they're only focused on themselves right now. I think they're trying so hard to focus on themselves, and I think it's working. It could be like their relationship with their mother kind of is very significant here as well. Yeah, the 10 of Cups and the Mother of Pentacles and the Mother of Swords. It could be like this energy of mother could be very significant. Their mother in general could be very significant in their life right now. Or maybe they're very focused on their mother for some reason. Maybe there's something happening in their life right now. But I do feel like with the 8 of Pentacles, I feel like they're trying their best to work on themselves and work on themselves in general. Like, it could be their career, it could be school, it could be whatever they're pursuing right now. But I think they are just focused on that. Because I feel like with the Hangman here, I think they're trying to understand their perspective on things. They're trying to understand this connection more and more, and how they showed up. I think they're trying to understand how they showed up in this connection, how you showed up in this connection. I think they're trying to understand all types of perspectives here to understand fully themselves, because I feel like they're in this journey of understanding themselves in connection. And maybe I would like to hope that they have these thoughts of like, what could I have done better, what could I have done better, or what I should have done, or in relationship and connection, right? Because I think this person, I feel like they all will in the future, they would want to create another connection with somebody. It's just, it takes them, I think right now they're trying to heal from this. I think they're trying to heal. That's the main thing. I think they're trying to heal. And it could be that their mother could be very significant in this healing process, in this healing journey that they're in. But I do feel like they're just trying to stay still and heal and understand perspective, understand their own perspective, and understand maybe your perspective. But it does seem like they're focused on their own thing. They're focused on what they're doing, but also they're trying to heal. Yeah, because with the 4 swords in reversed, right? I feel like they are trying not to overthink it, for sure. I think they're trying not to lose sleep. They're trying not to do too much here, right? I think they just want to stay still for now. And I feel like this person is just trying to heal and move forward with that. Again, with the Mother of Swords, that's the Queen of Swords, they could come off kind of moody, if that makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if they are like a little bit more moody, or a little bit more like, what is that? Is it sharp tongue? Like they have like a sharp tongue, or like they is that the saying? Like they have like they could be a little bit more prone to be mean, if that makes sense. Not in a bad way, but it just seems like they're still going through the motions. I feel like they're still hurt. They're learning how to be alone again. They're learning to be single again. And I think that takes them a while to get there, right? And I think it could be that they could come off a little bit more mean per se, or a little bit more like straightforward without even realizing it. And I think they are just going through that. Like I think they're just healing, but I think part of their healing could be a little bit honest and a little bit straightforward, that they don't they don't catch themselves being like mean, or a little bit meaner than expected. And I think it's because they're just going through these emotions, and going through this breakup, and going through this separation that you two are in. And because it's not easy, they're healing, right? They're healing, they're trying to heal at least, right? And again, going back to the mother can be very significant here. And I think they're just trying to understand every perspective, every angle, every crevices of this connection, and themselves especially. I think they're trying to be themselves again, because maybe they lost themselves in this connection. It could be that they lost themselves, and it seems like they don't want to lose themselves again. Like, you know, they want to be themselves again. And it just takes a while to get there, and like they are going to get there eventually, you know. And I hope you hope for the best for this person, but I do feel like this person is just trying their best to heal and understand maybe your perspective, but also understand their own perspective, and just trying to understand and feel and just go through the motions. And sometimes it could be like they try to get distracted at work as well a little bit, but it's more like they just want to sit and understand and feel and cry if they have to cry, but be mad if they have to be mad. Be around their mother healing could be very significant for this person right now. But yeah, before we leave, I do want to give you some advice, because I feel like this is not the most easiest connection to be in, but I do want to give you some advice before you leave. Do you want to get out? Yeah. At the bottom, we have when I'm tuned into the energy of abundance, I become abundant. Period. Okay. We have, the universe has big plans for me, and it's time to claim them. Oh, yeah, I do feel that. I feel like, yes, this is a blessing in disguise. I think I said this before. This is a blessing in disguise. Yes, it hurts. Yes, it's not easy, right? But it's a blessing in disguise. And I think you're going to figure that out eventually. Maybe not right now. Maybe not tomorrow. Maybe not in 2 years or a year, months, right? Especially about how long this connection was. I don't know how long it was, but it does seem like you're going to see this blessing come to fruition, right? Eventually. It just takes time, and I think what you can do right now is just heal and try to be abundant, of course, and try to heal and just take your time healing, and just don't expect anything from this, right? Don't expect that this person might come back. If they do, cool, you both can figure that out together. But right now it seems like they really just want to they want you to focus on yourselves, and focus on yourself, and focus on what's next in your life, or what's your next chapter? You know, think about it. What's your next chapter? What's next, you know, for you? You know, this is a very big change, and this is a very big situation that I think they just want you to understand that, but also understand that, hey, there's better things to come, you know, like they don't want you to just stay in this sorrow and like stay in this like depressive energy, because you could be like going through like a little bit of depression, anxiety, all that, you know, and it seems like they don't want you to stay in that. They want you to be positive and be, and maybe not positive, fully positive, but I think they just want you to really like focus on yourself enough that you know that you deserve a better future. You deserve a future in general. You know, I think they just want you to stay in that energy, or like find that energy. Let's just say that they want you to find that energy of, you deserve good things in life, you deserve blessings, and you just have to believe that you deserve them. You know, it starts there. You have to believe that you deserve them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope for the best for you, because you know, I'm giving you a hug from here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye. Hi Pile 3, if you chose this star crystal, this reading is for you. Now before we get into tarot, I do want to see the energy between you two, and the energy that you both are coming off as, or you're both in, if that makes sense. Okay, so for you we have the shark, and for this person we have the mockingbird, the hummingbird. We have the father, we have time with you are trying too hard, give it time. Oh, wow, okay, very straightforward. And then we have solar flares, activate. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wait, let me see if it's all focused. Yeah. Okay. Let me move this a little bit. Okay. Can we see that? Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm smiling right now because it seems like you both really want this connection to work out, or you both miss each other. I think there's this energy of missing each other, because the hummingbird and the shark are looking at each other. Like they're straight up like making eye contact, right? But then again, the shark's underwater and the hummingbird's in the air, right? So I think that's where the disconnect happens. You two could come off as a very different, or very from different worlds, or long distance, or there's just something here about like maybe you two didn't see eye to eye, so there's a separation that happened, but both of you still want this to work out. I think you both miss each other, especially if you are not together with, like if you're not together right now, if you're not talking to each other, you miss each other for sure. I think you both miss each other a lot. And again, with this time energy, you're trying too hard, give it more time, give it time. I do feel like they kind of just want you to trust the universe right now. But with the activate and the father, it seems like one of you has to make a move. I don't know why this is coming up, but I think one of you has to make a move, or one of you has to do something here for this to activate again, to come back around, right? But let's get into the shark energy. My intention is that this side is you, but anything can happen, right? Energy is weird. But the shark energy, oh, this you, right? Shark, I feel like you're very, you know what you want. You know what you want in life. You know what you want in this connection. I think you are not afraid to take action. You're not afraid to go towards what you want. This card talks about, okay, I really want to see what this, because I want to say something, but what if I'm wrong? It is water energy, so you could be I haven't done zodiac signs and the other two, so sorry about that, but you could be a water sign, or water sign placements could be significant, or water sign seasons could be significant. So that's Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio. As we speak, I am filming this in Cancer season, so let me find shark. Yeah, directiveness. Yeah, I think I was kind of on point with that. Directiveness, exposure, revealing the nature and desire. When in balance, intriguing, captivating, and mysterious. When out of balance, sneaky, destructive. To bring into balance, honesty. Yeah, I think you can read that if you want. I'm not gonna read it, but I just wanted to see like the key parts. And yeah, I think this person is very this shark person, you, right? Because that's my intention, but it doesn't have to be you. But you could be very direct, very honest, and very sure about what you want. And maybe that's why there was like a disconnect here about like maybe you're very sure about what you want, and but this hummingbird person wasn't 100% sure. So maybe that's why there was like this disconnection or this separation that happened, especially with the father here, because I see this side you and this side them. It could be that maybe this person was sort of like they didn't know what they wanted when it comes to this connection, but you knew what you wanted, so it just happened that way. And then the separation happened, but it does seem like you know what you want in general in life, but also when it comes to this connection, you are willing to take action, you are willing to move forward with this, you are willing to try again with this person. It seems like you're coming off very determined and very like, I want to try again with this person. I just need to know if they want to try again too, you know. But then again, I think there is this energy of, with time here, of taking your time. You don't have to rush anything, right? You don't have to rush anything. This person doesn't have to rush anything. You don't have to rush this person, right? Remember that. I think remembering that you don't have to rush this person is very important here. Because if you rush something, it's not going to come out the way you want it to come out, or what you desire, what you actually desire. There is a need to not rush this person. Because you see how this father card is, it's like this side is like, it comes off very winter vibes, and then this side comes off very like spring, even like nice like spring energy, or even fall energy. It seems like maybe you two are in a different climate when it comes to this connection, like kind of like a metaphor, but it's like this person is like experiencing winter while you're experiencing spring, right? And that could work, but in this connection, it could have made like this connection more difficult to navigate, because you both maybe didn't see eye to eye when it came to like the future in this connection, or when it came to how you perceive this connection, or what you want from this connection. I think you both were just didn't see eye to eye. But it's very interesting because you are seeing eye to eye here. And I think it's because the feelings you both have for each other, or like the want and desire to make this work, is there. It's just right now it seems like it's not there, but because I think the universe really wants you to just give it time. And separation sometimes is important for you to come back better than ever, right? Separation and a connection is very important in a way that's like, sometimes it's needed, right? Sometimes it's needed, and sometimes it's needed for you to activate this connection again. And now let's go into this hummingbird person. This hummingbird seems they come off a little bit anxious. Because the hummingbird, like they move their wings very fast, right? They like, there's like they fly very fast, right? And I feel like this person is kind of anxiety driven a little bit, or maybe like a little bit anxious when it comes to this connection, because maybe they feel like you're not you don't want this anymore, because it seemed like maybe you expressed to this person, especially with the directiveness of a shark energy, it could be like you express this person like, look, this is what I want, this is what I need in a connection, this is what I want in the future, like this is what I want, what do you want? And this person's like, oh, I don't know, like I think that's too much, I did it too early, or like you're like, okay, whatever, and maybe you walked away. And this person you kind of gave them like a reality check, kind of like, okay, man, maybe I should think about what I want in the future, or like maybe I should think about what I want, right? Because right now I'm just getting nectar, you know. Right now I'm just focusing on the nectar that I can get, right, as a hummingbird, you know. I'm just sucking on the nectar. But the shark person made me realize that maybe there's more to life than that. You know, maybe there's more to this that I should focus on sometimes. You know, it's okay to focus on your future. It's okay to want more for yourself. And I think you kind of opened their mind when it came to this connection, because I think you showed them like, hey, this is what I want in a connection. This is what I want in a relationship. What do you want? And they're like, maybe they didn't know fully, or maybe they just wanted to go with the flow, or they just wanted to see where the thing's going. You're like, no, I want to be determined and sure that this is where it's going. And this person, I think you kind of opened their mind and their eyes when it came to this, because they're like, oh, maybe I do want this, or maybe I do want something like that, or maybe I should think about the future, because, you know, like, it's important to think about the future sometimes. Not too much that you overthink, but enough to, like, okay, you have a goal here, right? And maybe they didn't have a goal when it came to this connection, but I think they're kind of going in that energy right now. And the hummingbird energy is air energy, so that's Gemini, Aquarius, and Libra. So I think this person is just kind of like opening their mind to this a little bit more and more, because I think their life was all just sucking nectar, right? Sucking nectar, and that's it, right? That's all that's what they were doing their entire life. And now that you came into their life, they're like, wait, maybe I should focus on my future. Maybe I should be determined, just like the shark person. Maybe I should be sure about what I want in my future and what I need, and not just in connection, but in general. Like, maybe they should be focused on their future. Like, maybe they feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be in this 100, like, maybe I should believe that I can grow from this, grow as a person, grow in my life, right? And I think they're like, you open their mind when it came to that. And I think when it comes to this person, I think they tend to like go with the flow with a lot of things. But I think now that you came into their life, I think you open their mind of, oh, maybe I should like focus on other things. You know, maybe I could be a good partner to this person, or I could be a good partner in general when it comes to relationships, you know. And I think they're realizing that right now, or going through that realizations. And I feel like with the shark and hummingbird looking at each other, even though you both are come from different places, because this is air energy, this is like outside of the water, and this is inside the water, it seems like you still somehow see eye level, right? You both are seeing each other. And I think it's because you both miss each other, sort of, you know. But I do feel like with this time energy, I think I do want to remind you of, like, sometimes it's okay to just give it time and see where this goes, right? You don't have to do something tomorrow. You don't have to do something right now. You don't have to do something after this video, after watching this. It just seems like right now they just want you to just kind of let it be, right? Because there's a part of me that feels like maybe they want this person, this hummingbird person, to come to you if this is what they truly want. But also it seems like you just have, I think they want, because it could be that you're also a little bit anxiety driven, of like, okay, what if I don't do it now? Like, what if they move on? Or like, you know, trust that if this person deserves to be in your life, they will be, right? And if you deserve to be in their life, you will be, right? There's no such thing as rushing. There's no such thing as like there's no such thing as that, of like, oh, what if I don't have enough time to do this? Like, what if they move on? Or, no, that doesn't exist. Because if the person is meant to be in your life, they will be, you know. And I think they want to give it time, because I think if you do choose to come towards this person again, I think they want you to just be sure about what you're doing, and not doing it anxiety driven. More like, okay, I'm just really sure about this person, and I want to be patient with this person, and I want to talk to this person. Maybe you want to talk it through with this person again, communicate with this person again about the situation. But I think, like, if you feel like you want to do that, do it. But I think right now they really want you to just kind of sit in that and be sure that you want to do it, you know, and be sure that it's not coming from an anxiety place. It's coming from a desire place, and coming from like, okay, I'm pretty sure I want this, and I'm okay if I get rejected type of energy, you know. Okay, so let's get into how they feel about you. I do want to say that I do personal readings, on my Instagram, or you can email me. I also do pick a cards there. If you're interested in that, you don't have to be. I mean, I'm very grateful that you're here. But yeah, just wanted to bring that out there. Just thank you so much for watching. You can always subscribe though, or like this video. But again, it's not mandatory. But thank you so much for being here in general. Okay, now let's ask how this person feels about you. I have a lot of hope in this connection. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know maybe you don't care about my opinion, but I do have hope in this connection, because it seems like you both still want this. But it just seems like there's a little bit of disconnect because of you both have different viewpoints in certain things, maybe, or especially when it comes to a future, maybe. But I have hope, right? I'm very hopeful, but my opinion does not matter here. But I'm just saying. Okay, let's see how they feel about you. Ten of Pentacles, yeah. Yep. The Hierophant. Nine of Swords. Pile, okay, can I be honest with you? I think pile 1 could be a little bit significant for you. Maybe you could see a part of this connection there. You don't have to be in pile 1. You don't have to watch it. I'm just saying, like, you could resonate with a little bit of things there. Anyway, how do they feel about you? Okay, this Three of Swords really wanted to pop up, so I'm gonna... Yeah, okay, yeah. Pile 1 could be very significant because Nine of Swords came out and the Ten of Cups came out there too. So pile 1 could be significant. And at the bottom we have the Six of Wands. And the Three of Swords flipped over twice, so I'm going to take it out. Like, I put it out here. Okay, how do they feel about you? I think they're realizing more and more that they do want this to work out. I think they want to make this grow with you. I think they really do want to see this through. Especially with the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups being at the end, right? Because it seems like maybe they're getting messages through their dreams, or like they're dreaming about this a lot, about like a future here. But I do feel like I feel like they're hurt when it comes to this connection. And not because like you made a decision, but it's more like I think they miss you. I think they miss you. I think they want to see this through again. I think because they truly enjoy your company. They enjoy being around you. They like you, right? I think they like you, and I feel like they do see a future here. It's just maybe in the moment they couldn't express that. They see success here, yeah, with the Six of Wands here as well. They see success, and they see is it focused? Yeah, I hope so. Okay, they see success here. They see a future here, right? Especially with the Hierophant. I think they see a future. Ten of Pentacles as well. Like, it's in Ten of Cups, like, girl, like, they see a future here, and I think they can't help but recognize that, right? It's just right now I think they are hurt about it. Like, maybe they're hurt that they couldn't express themselves or express what they wanted here. Maybe they're not the best communicative. Like, maybe they're not as communicative as you are, or they're not as direct as you are, especially because you are coming off as a shark, so you can be very direct. And this person kind of like, and I don't think that scares them away. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it scares them away. It's very new to them. It could be that maybe they've experienced other relationships that people weren't as direct, and they kind of had to like jump through hoops to figure out what they felt, what they wanted to say. But you're like, no, this is what I want, this is what I desire, and this is what I deserve. You can't give that to me. Goodbye, respectfully, right? And it seems like you're coming off that way. You know, like, that's your energy, if that makes sense. Maybe you're not like that, but that's your energy. And I think this person really wants to like work on this, and I think they really truly want this to work out. Now, I don't know if you might be curious about actions here, but I do want to say, like, I don't think this person is going to take an action towards you, because I think there's a part of them that wants to respect your decision, but also of course they want this to work out. But it seems like if someone has to take action, it might be you, just so they can make sure that this is like you still want this, because you saying like, well, I need something more here, to them, I think what they hear is like you don't want to do this with them, right? I think what they hear is like you don't like them, you don't see something here, and because of that, I think they, of course that hurts them, but also I think that makes them overthink, and I feel like they are not gonna take action towards you. They could, that's the thing, they could, right? But it might take a longer time for them to do it. It might take them a longer time to get there. Unlike you, like if you are sure about it, I'm all for it. Like if you want to take action, but at the same time, with this card, I think we have to honor that and say like, okay, just give it a little bit more time. Just sit in this energy for a little bit. But I think this person truly wants to see this through. I think they want to work this out with you. They want a success story here, right? Because I think they like you, they like being around you, they want to be around, they want to get to know you more, they want to see this through. Like, I don't know, I feel like they just really want this. It's just now they might not be the one to initiate it, but it does seem like they truly do want this. And if this is what you needed to hear before taking action, do what you desire, do what feels right, but at the same time, it's okay to just kind of sit with this. Like when you gain what I think, okay, this is what I think, when you gain new information or important information, it's okay to just sit in that and digest it and understand it, right? You don't have to just take action right away, but now that you know this information, you can move forward with that, right? I'm not saying that you have to take action. I'm not saying that you need to. Like if this doesn't work out and you take action, I'm sorry. Like, I'm not saying that you have to take action. All I'm saying is that it's okay to kind of just sit with this new information and see where this goes, right? And see where this information takes you, right? But yeah, I do feel like this person still feels very deeply and still wants this to work out. It's just that maybe they just don't know how to go about it anymore. And it's because I feel like they want you to kind of take action or initiate this a little bit, because they just want to make sure that you're still into this, right? Because to them, I feel like you kind of saying like, well, I need more than this. I feel like maybe they thought it was, you don't want this with this person anymore, you don't like this person anymore, and maybe that it kind of hurt them. I feel like they felt a little bit rejected there, but but yeah, I think there's a chance to communicate again, but it just seems like either or has to initiate it. But yeah, I think there is a lot of hope here. Okay, before we go, I do want to give you some advice. Some advice before you leave. Okay, at the bottom it says, when I merged my desire with faith, I can take action from a place of peace rather than control. And then the card that came out for you is, it says, I am patient knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. Yeah. Going back to like, you don't have to take action, right? You don't have to take action. I feel like if this person truly wants to, they will eventually. It might just take them a while to get there, right? It's very interesting because I feel like there's a part of them feels like they still have that key to your door, if that makes sense. Like they're just like not focusing on it right now because they don't know how you feel about them. And I think that's understandable. That's understandable that they don't know how you feel about them, because you could be very direct about how you feel, and like if you don't say like, oh, I like you or I want this to work out, they might not ever know. But it seems like they still have this key. They just don't know how to use it or what door it is, or like, they're still trying to process everything. So if you want this person to come back, they could come back. That's the thing, they could, but I think there is a part of me that feels like maybe you feel better if you take action here. But I am patient knowing that whatever is of the highest good is coming to me. So even if this person doesn't come back, it's okay to move forward with that as well, right? But being patient and just understanding yourself and understanding the vibe here, is going to take you to places that you never thought of, right? And very good places. So just remember to be patient. Don't rush anything. Take your time, sit in your feelings, sit in this new information, sit in new information in general, and just move forward with that. Because you don't have to do anything right now. You don't have to do anything that you're not comfortable with as well. But also, being uncomfortable sometimes is important, right? In situations, not all the time, but a lot of, like, sometimes uncomfortability teaches you a lot, right? So yeah, try to just be patient and not rush anything, because you don't deserve to rush any of this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this resonated. Let me know if it did, or if it didn't. Just be nice to me, please. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next, hopefully. Bye.